Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. Almost 3 years later, and his writing style has improved tenfold. Creature from the Crevasse. This is the 2018 creature horror novel from author Michael Cole, and is also the second installment in my Michael Cole Files series. But before I get into the actual review, make sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Patreon page. Facebook, you can just give a like or follow, and I greatly appreciate that support. Patreon, you can get early access to videos that aren't even going to be on YouTube because of copyright, and more. So, check it out. Let's get into the review. The plot. Rodney used to be a crime-ridden town. That is, until a new police force was put in. Now, everything seems to be working out for the better. That is, until people start going missing, and some even end up dead. It's up to the local chief, the sheriff, their officers, a couple of doctors of varying degrees, and an EMT to stop whatever menace is terrorizing the lake. Be forewarned, what's in the lake is a bit ridiculous. This was a great deal better than Behemoth. I only noticed a couple of spelling errors, but the story flows a lot more smoothly. The setting on a lake is a complete 180 from the ocean where Behemoth took place. There are different fun activities for tourists to do, and die doing. As for the location, Mr. Cole really brings the area to life, with buzzing mosquitoes and aqua activities. There are some descriptions where the author manages to put the reader, namely myself and a whole bunch of others, he has a lot of followers. Anyway, he manages to put the reader right there with the characters, and it's a testament to Mr. Cole's skilled writing even early on in his career. For the characters, we have Chief Morgan Sidney, who is a grumpy middle-aged man, who was divorced and shortly thereafter shot in the leg. He limps around and wants full respect from his officers, but they think he's out of line. Like a lot. He means well though, and there's even an officer, Tim Marlowe, whom he shows great respect for, and vice versa, because both men take their jobs seriously. As coincidences stand, Sidney's ex-wife, Maya Nasser, becomes the doctor of the town to escape the city life. Now, this could have been a detriment to the story. If it was the whole will they won't they kind of thing throughout the book, it would have become predictable and very old very fast. However, Mr. Cole fleshes out the characters a great deal, and you can tell the two still have that spark. Dr. Wilco is a man who knows that underground caves in lakes and oceans, namely lakes, exist, with presumably prehistoric life. He wants his theory to be correct so bad that he himself goes to the lake to investigate his claims, while spending the money using his boss's credit card from the college. He loves fishing and is an oddball, over-enthusiastic kind of guy. Joel, I kind of forgot to write down his last name, is an EMT as well as a professional filleter at Birchwood Lodge, which rents out boats for fishermen. It is all around a tourist's lakeside dream. Joel is in his early 60s, and the only thing he can do to really impress tourists is fillet fish. There's a foreshadowing sword that hangs above his station, which is a nifty weapon. He also knows how to operate a crane, which becomes very useful later. He's a jack of all trades, to be honest, which is something that Sidney points out from time to time. Sheriff Logan was in charge of the town's safety until the chief came in, because he was doing such a shitty job. He resents Sydney for that, and tries to take care of several situations whenever he can, just to take the limelight away from Sydney. Then there's Mayor Sean Green. He's got no spine, but is a decent guy who will do and pay whatever it takes to protect the town's economy and the town's people, when he actually believes what's out there. He doesn't listen to Chief Sydney about there being the possibility of a creature out in the lake until it's far too late. That's really unfortunate for so many people. Other minor characters include Mr. Tyndall, owner of Birchwood Lodge, Professor Nevers, who is the college dean, who resents Wilco for his theories and optimism on them. David Culverhouse, who loses his friends to the fish and avows vengeance. And Jimmy Stanton, who came home to find his cheating wife and the upper half of her torso. So what's causing all this hoopla in the lake in the town of Rodney, which was named after a famous fisherman, Rodney Earl? I don't know if he's a real fisherman or not in real life, but maybe just for the book. Well, if you don't want to know what the fish is, skip to this time code, because it is spoiled kind of early on in the book, but it might turn you off. But it's handled very well. So brace yourselves for some ridiculous spoilers. It's a massive bass. A largemouth, prehistoric carno bass. This thing has a damn near impenetrable hide, can outrun any watercraft, and has a voracious appetite in need of sustenance. Let's get into it, shall we? The gore! Now you would think it's just a bass. All it does is swallow people whole. That's all it can really do. You'd be half right. There is a ton of swallowing of people, which is pretty creepy in of itself. Mr. Cole does have some nifty and creative ideas for deaths, though. We get a woman basically being in the center of a tug of war with a rope attached to a dock and the carnabass on the other end with her in its mouth, pulling and pulling until she snaps in two, which leads to an unnerving scene where they pull the line in and find her upper torso. A dude is sliding down the fish's back, thinking he made it. He escaped. He didn't get eaten. Well, that is until the fish's dorsal spines pick up right when he's about to cross over them, and that's my favorite kill in this book, by far. It's awesome! The fish's entire body is a deadly weapon. Lest we forget people getting their heads crushed by boats and a face cut up by a boat's propeller within the pages of this gnarly book. One thing I will say is that I do wish less people got swallowed. You think they were going to make it, but almost every time without fail, they get engulfed and take a trip down the massive carnobass's gullet. It reminds me of people not taking the victims' cries for help seriously. Like, we gotta get out of here. What's going on? I don't understand. No, we have to go. This thing is gonna kill us. What thing? And it's like that, except for there's no hesitation. It's just every time someone's about to get back in the boat and they see the carnobass, that's it. They're done. This monster fish is a true menace. No bullets can penetrate it unless you hit it in the right spot, which is very hard. For the potential film score, Benjamin Wallfish, who has had a hit-and-miss career, I think his techno-orchestral styles would work here. Films under his composing belt, like Hellboy 2019 and Mortal Kombat 2021. He could make an intense, kick-butt, epic action scene stand high and above what could have been scenes with too much going on, and saddening, somber moments come to life after the damage is done. When I hear his music, I feel that he tries to make it talk within the scenes that play. They match up to the emotions and actions of certain characters perfectly, usually, and here I think it would suit it well. Overall, this was a step up from Behemoth in a lot of ways, and it showed that Mr. Cole found a style and has been improving upon it ever since. Creature from the Crevasse is a fast-paced story that runs for about 190 pages, and no scene feels pointless. It's got great characters whom are fleshed out, and a creature that consumes flesh, or bodies. And this is only the first of the Crevasse's book. I can't wait to read part 2 and have a review for it in time. Next, I will be taking a second look at Michael Cole's third book, which I already reviewed, but I'm going to review it again, Thresher. Overall, I give Creature from the Crevasse. A 2.5 out of 5. It's closer to a 3 than a 2. So like 2.75, but I don't do fractions like that. Thank you all for watching. Hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And as always, subscribe.